Hello, I'm TheNerdySteve, and welcome to my movie review channel. If you like what you see, I'd appreciate you liking, commenting, or subscribing. Today I will be reviewing Christophe Gans' Return to Silent Hill in one take. So, let's go. A letter from his lost love beckons James Sunderland to return to Silent Hill. As he searches for her, he uncovers horrors that nobody could ever fathom. The original Silent Hill 2 is possibly my favorite video game of all time, and Return to Silent Hill is largely based on that game, but it's a huge reimagining of it, and that's fine for me. I think reinterpretations of source material is a fun thing to do. I don't hate Return to Silent Hill because it doesn't tell the same story as my favorite game. I just hate it because it's bad. Look, it takes a lot for me to say that anything is outright bad on this channel, but this movie is that. The story, while relatively simple, is so convolutedly told. There are just a phenomenal level of flashbacks here that it's so jarring, and they seem to happen for no real reason. Well, I know the reason. It's to give us some information about James and his relationship with his girlfriend Mary, but it felt incredibly lazy. We go from these horror scenes to these idyllic vignettes, but they don't really do anything and just disrupt the flow of the film. I would have rather the movie found a way to inject this information in a more natural way or cut many altogether. Also, some of the flashback scenes just came across as ultimately inconsequential. Maybe it's to build more of the world and tie it in with the previous film, but there is stuff involving a cult that feels so tacked on. And speaking of cuts, and what I'd say is an attempt to be faithful to the game, we're introduced to a specific character for 5 minutes, and then they disappear. For good. Just cut them if you're not going to use them. I think the movie struggled with being a complete reinterpretation versus having stuff from the source material to be more accurate. But that's not the only problem with the story. There's just no sense of drive here. James feels like he's exploring this town out of mere boredom rather than a sense of need. The movie gives ample opportunity to really heighten the stakes, but chooses not to. Not to compare to the game, but there, he and Mary are married. The film, they're dating. This is an active change that really lowers the momentum the viewer experiences for no real good reason. This is an occurrence that happens frequently in this film. And I'm not even talking about any of the absurd plot reveals that happen during it either. I also thought the CGI was mostly horrible. The movie just, to me, did not look good. At times, it literally looked like a video game, and maybe that's the intent. I don't know. But I just chuckled to myself at a couple moments. This goes in line with the monster design. For the most part, I didn't find them to look disturbing or used effectively. There's this roach thing that we see, and I swear the film focuses on the underside of the roach a little too much. It was just weird in a very unfulfilling way. I laughed at how awkward it was. I did like some of the chase scenes. There was definitely a sense of urgency here that is often lacking in scenes like that, and the score is absolutely wonderful. I also want to say, during an emotional climax of the film, James and Mary are talking, and like a curtain keeps on waving in front of James's face. I just couldn't stop laughing at that. Such a weird choice to make. Overall, I genuinely disliked Return to Silent Hill. It wasn't scary. It wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't particularly well acted or written or edited. What good here, for example, there's an incredible scene with a bed monster, is completely bulldozered over and gone within seconds. In my restless dreams, I don't recommend this film. I'm the Nerdy Steve, and thank you so much for watching. And as always, like and comment below to tell me how right or wrong you think I am. Have a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. Bye.